Part 2. Let's continue, please. Quote, in certain modern populations in Africa, there is also evidence for archaic admixture with as yet unidentified hominids with an S. Stop. Bingo. Please remember their MO. Prey, pounce, play, and become, with only the elites seeding the people. As we are discovering, the Africans are brand spanking new. So unless our ancestors forgot to tell us about archaic, unidentified creatures making babies with humans, wait a minute. Our ancestors did tell us about it when they said new and fresh people. Ah. Just wait until we expose your beloved Igbo and Yoruba clones. All I can say is wow. So, even though they will admit there are ghost genes and populations, and we know of all of the new and fresh people ascending upon the earth, their perception of witchcraft is to call the hominids archaic. Why? So your brain will link all of the damning information back to their interbreeding mind sorceries. No, they are not archaic. Some of them are just under the earth waiting to be summoned, and some of them already ascended upon the earth. So of course, we modern humans are not going to know what to call their created genes. Think about it. If there is nothing new under the sun, the world has already created artificial genes a long time ago in the technology world. I'm sure modern geneticists don't have a control for pre-flood genes like a pre-flood geneticist would. Basically, what else are they going to call manufactured genes? They have no essay, but for, call it archaic. They don't have anything else to say. Never seen these before. I don't have an essay for it. I don't have a control for it. I don't have anything to back me up to go to and reference and say, okay, this is this, that, and the other. This is something brand new. Okay. Though I might not know the jargon or be highly educated, I challenge any geneticist, historian, or archaeologist with this perception of the evidence. No, you cannot get a uniform percentage of anything through natural means, and they didn't say it was an average. And to prove everything I just said, just listen to the wide range of the different Neanderthals they are. Under introgressed genome, INTROGRESSED, genome, quote, about 20% of the Neanderthal genome has been found introgressed in the modern human population by analyzing East Asians and Europeans. But the figure has also been estimated at 1/3. Stop. According to Google, introgression means, quote, the transfer of genetic information from one species to another as a result of hybridization between them and repeated back crossing, which can only mean there is no way in the 80s you can get a racial/territorial baseline percentage in the wild because it requires, quote, repeated back crossing. And I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any reports of a generation or two of hybridized bones. But I know. Uncolored. You need more proof. I got that. Under subpopulation admixture rate. Listen to them tell on themselves. Quote, a higher Neanderthal admixture was found in East Asians than in Europeans, which is estimated to be about 20% more integration into East Asians. Not 20%, but 20% more. North African groups share a similar excess of derived alleles from Neanderthals as do non-African populations, whereas sub-Saharan African groups are the only modern human population that generally did not experience Neanderthal admixture. Listen up, listen up. The Neanderthal genetic signal among North African populations was found to vary depending on the relative quantity of auto Autochthonous, North Africans, Europeans, Near Eastern, and Sub-Saharan ancestry. Stop. Bingo. If Google tells us that word Autochthonous means, quote, of an inhabitant of a place indigenous rather than descended from migrants or colonists. Let me say it again. Of an inhabitant of a place indigenous rather than a descendant from migrants or colonists. Just like in our Mexican understanding, the percentages are all over the place due to the natural flow of life, and that can only make the uniform genome of the European even more suspicious, don't you think? But let's continue for more proof. Listen up, listen up. Quote, consequently, the presence of this B006 haplotype on the northern and northeastern perimeter of the sub-Saharan African is attributed to gene flow from a non-African point of origin, but low but significant rates of Neanderthal admixture has also been observed for, wait for it, no, you know what? I'm going to go back and read it because I want y'all to hear this. All ye black Hebrew Israelites, hear this with some clarity. Because we're going to bust up all of those flocks that y'all gathering against us. I'm going to bust them up. Quote, consequently, the presence of this B006 haplotype on the northern and northeastern perimeter of the sub-Saharan Africa is attributed to gene flow from a non-African point of origin. Low but significant rates of Neanderthal admixture has also been observed for the Maasai of East Africa. After identifying African and non-African ancestry among the Maasai, it can be concluded that recent non-African modern human gene flow was the source of the contribution, since around an estimated 30% of the Maasai genome can be traced to non-African introgression from about 100 generations ago. Stop! Bingo! Didn't we already discover the Maasai were a new and fresh group from the Bantus around 100 generations or so ago, huh? Check this out and tell me if you haven't heard it before. According to Wikipedia, under Maasai people, Maasai people, subtitle Origins, Migrations, and Assimilations. Quote, according to their oral history, the Maasai originated from the Lower Nile Valley north of Lake something, which was in northwest Kenya, and began migrating south around the 15th century, arriving in a long trunk of land stretching from what is now northern Kenya to what is now central Tanzania between the 17th and the late 18th century. Many ethnic groups that had already formed settlements in the region were forcibly displaced by the incoming Maasai, while others, mainly southern Cushitic groups, were assimilated into Maasai society. The Nilotic, Nilotic ancestors of the cave and the Samburu likewise absorbed some early Cushitic population. Stop. So as you can see, the flock of people, the black Hebrew Israelites, are gathering against us. Not only are new and fresh clones who arrived just in the nick of time to be mixed in with us when the white man came and got us, they are as much as 30% introgressed, meaning back and forth crossbreeding with something outside of Africa. Question: When did they have the time to do this in recorded history as late as the 15th through the 18th century? The answer? They didn't have time. They came out of the earth this way. And to prove once and for all, but not the last proof, there was no way in the Hades his story matches up with genetics. Let's continue with the original article under mitochondrial DNA. Quote, listen to this. No evidence of Neanderthal mitochondrial DNA has been found in modern humans. This would suggest that successful admixture with Neanderthals happened paternally rather than maternally on the side of the Neanderthals. As shown in the interbreeding model produced by Nives and Serva, which was in 2012, the Neanderthal admixture in modern humans may have been caused by a very low rate of interbreeding between modern humans and Neanderthal. What? A very low rate of interbreeding between modern humans and Neanderthal, with the exchange of one pair of individuals between the two populations in about every 77 generations. This low rate of interbreeding would account for the absence of Neanderthal mitochondrial DNA from the modern humans gene pool as found in earlier studies, as the model estimates a probability of only 7% of the Neanderthal Neanderthal origins of both mitochondrial DNA and Y chromosome is in modern humans. Stop. Bingo. It would also account for the lack of any hybrid bones we all know should be everywhere if the Neanderthals and their clones actually made it to receive their uniform percentages. Though our information is coming out of their wayward perception of the evidence, it is what it is. Plain and simple. Everyone we have discovered thus far ascended upon the earth just as they are, Frankenstein together, with the elite males designed to mate with the commoners and each other. Thus, why it appears the Neanderthal didn't have a mother to pass on her mtDNA to. I mean, how can a woman have a child and not pass on her mtDNA marker to the child, but pass on the other characteristic genes? It doesn't seem possible at all, which can only mean they were designed in a laboratory. Let's continue for more proof, please.